Hello again, I am Blunty. Are you excited for the Fallout TV show? If you've clicked on this video, I'm going to just assume the answer is yes. You're either very excited about it or mildly excited about it or excited to find out how spectacularly crap it is so you can whine about it online, because you all know whining about things online is the best thing to do online. Which is slightly ironic considering what I'm going to be doing in today's video, I suppose. Glass houses and all that. But if you are regular on this particular channel, you'll know I've been particularly interested in seeing how the TV show affects the games. I've done a little thing on Fallout 4. That's in a lot of trouble if people go back to that game on consoles. Whee! But in particular Fallout 76, because online gaming has just grown and grown and grown. A lot more people are interested in online games and live service games and MMOs style things these days than they were even when Fallout 4 first launched in 2018. And I came back to Fallout 76 about 5-6 weeks ago now, and I've been having a blast playing it pretty much every day since. I've done a 37 episode long live stream playthrough of a gimmick with special rules we set up. You can't do this, can't do this, can't do this, just to make the game more interesting, more challenging, make me approach things in different ways. Live stream that over on Twitch. There's a playlist of the replays up on the second channel, linked in the down below for you there. It was a bunch of fun, and that was about 50-60 hours worth, maybe a bit more. And I spent most of yesterday working on a new character that I want to do when the TV show launches to help celebrate that. We started a new adventure with a new character, and this time, instead of a challenge rule set, there are rules, but I'm going sort of a more role play thing. So yesterday I sat down and I worked down a little backstory for him and planned out a build and what he is and isn't going to do and what the quest path should be and what his goal should be and all that sort of stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. We'll be live streaming that one as well over on Twitch. I might even co-stream it here on YouTube. I haven't made that decision yet. What do you reckon? How do you guys feel about that? But I have been seeing over the last 5 or 6 weeks since I came back to the game an increasing number of low-level players. So either players coming back to the game after a while or new players coming to the game in the excitement of the TV series. And when the TV series goes live, they will also be giving away the game. I made a video about the details on that if you're curious. Actually, I'll put it here because there's more space here than here. Here, this video, all about how to get it for free. So I'm expecting an influx of new players. I've already been seeing a little trickle of it, but there's going to be a bigger influx once they start giving away the game for free, obviously. Some of these people are obviously experienced players who know what they're doing, just low-level characters, just starting a fresh character for, coming back to the game. But a lot of them I have been noticing are making sort of newbie little silly mistakes and being confused by things, and you help them out where you can, because that's just the culture of the game. You help other people. So anecdotally, I've already seen new people coming to this game. And the game still has for some people a very bad reputation because it had kind of a disastrous launch with many kinds of different problems, many kinds of problems, both in the way the game was built and the way the game was executed and the servers and Bethesda and all that sort of stuff. A lot of that has been fixed. It's still a Bethesda game, so it's still full of funny little bugs and frustrations, and the way certain things work still makes you want to pull your hair out, and the building system, But it is tremendous fun, and I have been having tremendous fun with it since I came back. So what I thought I'd do for the second half of this video, after getting all of that off my chest, much longer opening than I planned on, to be frank with you, is I want to go back to my first impressions of the game. And I don't even mean when the game launched. I mean the impressions I had after the final beta, just before launch. Because it turns out I was looking back through my videos to see how far back I was talking about the game and what I was saying and when. And I found this video, which I'm going to watch it, for the first time in like 5-6 years or whatever, since I made it, with you now live. I can't remember exactly what I said. I think I've got some inklings of what I was talking about based on what I titled the video. But I'm going to react to that for the rest of this video and see where things are now and see if my complaints have been addressed and see what's changed about the criticism that the game originally got. It's also important to remember the game got dogpiled a bit, like Starfield. Starfield wasn't as bad as some people made it out to be, but people love to dogpile on a snowball of hate rage online. A similar thing happened to 76. It got way more hate than it deserved. It did deserve a lot of hate, but it got way more than it deserved. But it has come a long, long way. So if you're thinking about coming back to it, I've got videos about that. Give them a watch. But this one, let's see here. I need this button so we can see the video. This one is from just before the game launched, as I was closing out from the final beta. So let's have a listen.
Hello again, I am Blunty.
Hello, Blunty.
Today I awoke to see the Fallout Twitter account ahead of the final beta session tomorrow pop out a thank you note. It reads, "We want to thank our beta testers for your hilarious and
Shall I read this simultaneously?
stories, your crucial
feedback and eagle-eyed bug reporting. We'd also like to let you know that we're actively looking at
into
feedback."
your feedback.
Like, cadence has
Looking
changed
into.
slightly.
Not taking action, but looking into. Now,
Classic Blunty snark. We're looking into your feedback, not taking action, but looking into.
on the surface, it seems like just an ordinary cookie-cutter PR-approved message that is trying to endear itself to the playing community by thanking us for paying them for the game before we needed to pay for the game, in order to have a few small slices of playtime while they test and catch a few more bugs before release. But then...
The beta tests are what they were. Beta tests are server tests these days, and bug testing. People used to get paid to do that job once upon a time.
And you read the more detailed post they link to, which lays down in more detail what they're doing with the feedback beta testers have provided.
Okay.
In short, not friggin' much. And this is why I am exasperated now. I'm not...
I was salty. Like, my thing is a little bit of snark here and there, but I think I was especially salty on this one.
mad. I'm not furious. I'm not shaking my
I'm
fist
not
at the
mad,
sky.
you're
I'm
mad.
just disappointed in them. Not surprised, disappointed,
Not mad,
because it
disappointed.
shows
Oh.
beyond any shadow of a doubt that Bethesda just don't effing get it.
Oh.
They're not listening.
Oh, yeah, I was salty.
They are so wildly out of touch, and they have just not been listening to us, not properly. They've heard the gist of what we're complaining about, but they haven't really understood why.
Wow, I am so frustrated. I don't remember which thing I was frustrated most about. Oh, prediction. It was about the voice chat. Either that or the way multiplayer worked.
So let's bounce across the easy ones first, and then we'll dig into the meat of the one that really stuck in my craw. They say they've heard us about the very frustratingly small storage stash limit, and they promise they'll address that.
Player storage when the game launched was 400 weight units, pounds, whatever you, probably pounds, right? It's an American game. 400. It's 1,200 now. They did double it to 800 a little bit after launch, a few months, I think. But yeah, 400 was impossibly small to deal with. It was so frustrating. It's probably not going to get any bigger than 1,200 because they sell you alternate solutions to distribute your stash management a little bit different, with separate stashes for ammo and separate stashes for your junk items, but only if you subscribe to Fallout first. So don't expect any more expansions of your stash anytime ever again, because they sell you solutions if you are too annoyed by it, and they leave it just annoying enough to try and tempt you.
Sometime in the future. To those of you with ultra-wide screens,
Oh,
the game
right.
just doesn't work properly on those at the moment, and
That's right. Ultra-wide screens just didn't work at all with this game. There was just no way to make it work. Same thing happened with Fallout 4.
This engine, really, even Fallout 4 had this problem, and they still haven't addressed it. Well, now they've promised proper support.
I believe it does now work properly with ultra-wides.
Again, sometime in the future, possibly. On the matter of field of view, which in its current, and since the latest beta patch, locked state, where not even the old trick of editing the ini file can even widen it anymore, of which their default console-like narrow field of view is a
70
true
degrees.
health and usability issue for some PC players.
Yeah, the field of view was locked. So it was on Fallout 4 as well, because for those who don't know, 76 was originally built as planned as a DLC for Fallout 4, multiplayer DLC for Fallout 4, but it sort of expanded so much they made it its own game. But yeah, both Fallout 4 and 76, when it launched at least, you couldn't change the field of view. There was no slider for it in the menus. You could, however, in Fallout 4, go into the ini file, change a line or add a line to manually edit the ini file, reboot the game, and it would work. I played it like 90 degrees on Fallout 4. It was fantastic. But that trick didn't work on 76 for some reason. They blocked it for some unknown reason. We do now have a field of view slider, at least on PC. Any console players, let me know. I don't have a console version to test it on. But yeah, at least on PC, we do have a properly working field of view slider. You can go right out to like stupid, Quake fisheye levels.
Players, because we sit much closer to the screen than the average console player, a narrow field of view can...
Narrow field of view on PC especially is horrible.
Very motion sick. It makes them feel literally ill to play the game with that kind of narrow field of view.
Like me. It depends on the game sometimes, but very often, and with Bethesda games in particular, like Skyrim did the same thing to me. But yeah, the narrow field of view and the sitting very close to the screen just makes me feel like motion sick.
So much so, they may have to just not play it at all. Instead of just giving them the option to make a wider field of view, which we could do with the ini file up until you lock that off, you're just telling them to go F themselves and not play the game. Because they can't play the game if it makes them sick. And their claims for this action is, we haven't supported field of...
The excuse they gave, it was so dumb.
View sliders in our previous games, as it is known to break a lot of animations and causes a lot of clipping to occur on screen. Yeah, it does at the most extreme ones, but I widened Fallout 4 to 90 degrees field of view without any issues at all. Gotcha. Thank you very much. But Bethesda are all just like, frack you, I suppose. They don't.
Yeah, so instead of just fixing it, they just said, oh, we can't give you field of view because sometimes in certain field of views, some animations look a bit weird. Well, fix the animations. That's all you have to do. Fix the animations. Then you can give us field of view. Like I said, they did eventually do that. We do have field of view now, but that was such a shitty excuse that made me so mad.
Don't want to put in the work to do what basically every other first-person game on PC can do and does do.
Do the work!
For very good reasons. So they just lock it up.
Not a little indie company. Do the work!
Cliff. That's a dick move, Bethesda. Very, very shitty of you. There's a vague reference to various little exploits and game and audio bugs they're planning to fix, and issues with adding and managing teams and friends lists.
Teams and friends, told you. That was another complaint.
So that's all good news. If they get it done before.
That actually works really well these days, for the most part. There are still a few bugs. Like we hit a bug the other day where I was watching someone else stream the game, and they, in the friends list, they were appearing as in main menu for everyone else on their friends list, people trying to join them on the stream. But the game was listing them as in the main menu when they clearly weren't. I could watch them playing the game. Yeah, the whole system works way smoother now, and the way you've got casual groups and stuff. Again, I talked about that in the other video, but it's so much better now.
Or release. But here's the one that really got me rolling my eyes.
Voice chats.
It was their messaging about push to talk. Now, if you don't know, by default, and with absolutely no alert about it in-game so players are made aware of it, if you have a microphone plugged in, it's turned on constantly. And
I believe that is still the case. I did check when I reinstalled the game, but I don't know whether it just remembered my old settings or not. I didn't think to... When I was, you know, you go through and you change all the settings you usually change in these games. I wasn't paying attention. But I'm pretty sure it's still the case, especially on consoles, because I saw a relatively recent post on one of the subreddits, I think, from a PlayStation user. And of course, PlayStation have the controls with the built-in mic on the controller. And I saw someone whining about that, hearing someone mouth breathing and eating Doritos and shit like that, because voice chat was just on by default. And I did point that out in my tips video as well. In the recent tips video I did, to go into the menu and turn off voice chat, or at least put it to push to talk if it's not set that way already. Because, yeah.
Broadcasting to every player around you. This is absolutely not acceptable for two very big reasons. The first one is the obvious and dangerous privacy issues it creates.
I heard someone's private conversation during the beta.
There's no warning about it. There's no...
talking to their mother or their wife or something about something.
Everything in your room to the game. All your private conversations, everything that's going on around you, everything you say. Just broadcast into the game by default. The second reason it's so goddamn annoying and immersion breaking to hear screaming kids, or the clatter of housework, or some moron constantly heavy breathing into his headset mic he's got placed way too close to his mouth because he's a moron. Or,
oh my God. I was so salty that day. I mean, you know, mouth breathers and people who wear their microphone way too close to the mouth are quite annoying, but man, I'm sounding real bitter about it on this particular recording. But yeah.
Or one side of a telephone call, or a parent screeching at their misbehaving sprog, or any number of unintentional noises being squirted right into my game and absolutely distracting me from the experience of being absorbed into this wonderful world they've created.
Yeah, so I talked over some of that, but Bethesda's excuse was, we wanted to make it immersive, so when you walk past someone, you can hear them talking and have a conversation with them without even doing anything, just natural. You know, passing someone, have a conversation, have a talk, and sit. Hey, I'm going over this way to fight these guys. You want to come? That sort of stuff. But it had the kind of opposite effect, because you could hear all the ancillary noises of people's personal lives going on, which breaks the immersion of the game.
Created. Bethesda claim our goal with the voice chat being on by...
I'm supposed to be reacting to this video. I'm predicting the video. I guess I haven't changed that much in the intervening years. The things that annoyed me back then still annoy me now.
Default is to highlight that the world is alive with real people, other players like you. We like to start with encouraging player interaction, and we'll look into adding this in the future, they say of Push to Talk. Hey Bethesda, guess what? You have done the exact opposite of encouraging player interaction, or making the world feel more alive. It makes the world feel less alive, because there's nothing...
Perfect synchronicity with my past self.
Some mouth breather, or a bunch of kids screeching about, or some dog barking in the background. And because all this ancillary noise is so immersion breaking and distracting and annoying, basically everyone I have spoken to has turned off voice chat entirely. You have
I still run with it turned off pretty much the whole time. Of course, when I'm streaming, because you never know what someone's going to say. But even when I'm not streaming, this it just stays off.
Reduced player interaction, you blithering idiots. And we told you this. We're telling you this over and over again. People have been telling you this.
There was a whole bunch of forum posts.
Just give us Push to Talk. None of us want constant open hot mics. It does not encourage interaction. It encourages frustration. And now the very first thing I do is make sure voice chat is turned completely off. You know.
Wow. It really was very annoying. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of, like after the first beta, because this was recorded after the second, third beta, whatever, the last beta they ran. But yeah, immediately, like as soon as the first beta ran, people were like, you have to change this, you have to change this. And there was so many posts on the help forums and the feedback forums.
Except for that one time when your idiot code secretly turned it back on without telling me.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah, there was a patch that turned it back on, even if you had it turned off.
And the only reason I noticed this at all is because some slurring, blabbering idiot was blithering away to some family member about some stupid mundane shit in the middle of my game. And it had nothing to do with the game I was trying to enjoy. He wasn't trying to communicate with me. He was just yelling at somebody in his room.
Bickering
and
away.
On the occasion I'm working with a team, I now don't even use your built-in VoIP system. I use Discord voice chat instead.
I don't even use that anymore.
Every other sane person should do. Because at least there,
just rely on non-verbal stuff.
I have proper control over it. Who I'm listening to. I have Push to Talk. I have control over the volumes and stuff like that.
I'm belaboring the point of it, aren't I? Jeez, Monty.
And you have made the world less immersive, not more immersive, by
that is very me, though. Something annoys me. I tend to go on a bit.
You are out of touch. You have not been listening to the community, because every single post, and I mean literally every single post I've seen complaining about the hot mic issue, has all of this mentioned, this exact issue. And we have all told you this is why we have been turning
over and over again. We told you
entirely and waiting for Push to Talk. Please, Bethesda, stop with the lip service and telling us you're listening to us, and actually friggin' listen to what your player base is telling you.
Sorry, whenever I overpronounce listen like that, all I can think about is that thing in Friends. Gen X guys, remember Friends? Where Joey is Chandler is working for Joey for that day, and he's complaining that Chandler doesn't listen.
You have to listen.
All right, Blunty, let's just skip the whining about VoIP.
Mess, and you know it. So, with that off my chest, thanks.
Moving on, at last.
I am Blunty,
I'm done.
And we'll catch you next time. And
I really wanted to rant. I really wanted to rant about the voice, didn't I?
By the way, I really am very much enjoying the game.
And I was.
I can't wait for the full
release. Frustrations.
Whenever I bloody well like, and for how
there are frustrations with all games, especially Bethesda games. Like even Skyrim, like their most popular game, people still bitch about that. There are still issues. And Fallout 4 has a massive community mod fix that literally fixes thousands of bugs that Bethesda still haven't fixed. It doesn't stop the game from being fun. It gets in the way of the fun sometimes, but the game underneath was very, very fun. And I played it. I played it for like 80 hours originally, and then like a year and a half later, whatever, when the Wastelanders update came out, I played another 80 hours. And now I've come back to it a few weeks ago, and between the stream playthrough I did with the gimmick character and my own personal playtime, I'm up to well past 300 total hours now. So yeah, the game has got its hooked into me.
I bloody well like. I'm super looking forward to the full release. It's just a joy of a game.
It is.
Outside the bugs and the issues like the Push to Talk and crap like that.
And now an example of trying to communicate non-verbally because there's no text. Oh yeah, there's no text chat, by the way. There was a mod for text chat. I'm not sure whether it's still updated. I never tried it out, but someone did. Someone was so frustrated with the lack of text chat, they literally built a mod to put text chat into the game. Trying to tell this guy not to pinch concrete from my extractor. I don't remember when you could lock the extractors back then. You can now. Like when you put down certain resource nodes, you can lock them from other players from nicking this stuff. Or you can just leave them open for anyone passing by to get some stuff. But either I didn't know you could lock them, or I didn't have the right parts, because you do need to build the lock from some chunk. So I was trying to communicate to this level 5 over here. How was I going to communicate to not pinch my concrete that I really, really needed for the base I'm trying to build? Friendly wave. There we go. Friendly wave to start out with. And then he threw up. Fantastic. Oh, there he goes. He misclicked. He probably meant to thumb up. Okay. See this? This is my concrete scrap. See this? This one here? No. Don't take my concrete. Frowny face. Don't take my concrete. I need the concrete. It's a short beta. I want to build. I think I don't know whether that means he understood or he's confused. But oh, out! It's time to threaten. Don't take my concrete. There we go. He got the he got the hint. Yeah, PvP was non-optional back then. If you shot someone and then they shot you back, that would automatically make PvP. So the thing was, some people would shoot you and then try and run in front of your bullets when you're trying to shoot mobs and stuff to trigger PvP, so they can kill you and steal your junk and stuff like that. These days, there's an option for it. You can turn on pacifist mode to stop any kind of PvP happening when you don't want it to. But yeah, back in those days, you pulled out a gun at someone. It was like, serious time. Anyway, that was fun. Slightly more fun than I was expecting it to be, actually. So yeah, so I think I said this in the video last week. I wasn't planning on any more Fallout videos until the show came out, but it's got its claws so deep into me. It's all I can think about right now. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought, and let me know how you're looking forward to the show. And yeah, once more, cross-promotion stuff. Go follow over on Twitch. Turn the little alert thing on so you know when I go live with the new playthrough starting this weekend with my little roleplay character. I'm really looking forward to it. I spent a big chunk of yesterday just sort of, thinking through it and making a little bio and preparing him. It should be a bunch of fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Blunty. I'll catch you next time. Thank you as always to the patrons scrolling up above there who's above your support. I appreciate it very much. And I'll catch you next time.